Okay, let's get it poppin'. What's up? Excuse me. Apologize for the Hi. Apologies for the wait. Um if there's anybody that's sitting around like waiting and watching, which, I'd be surprised, but it's not impossible. Okay, let's switch and see if this works right. I should probably change, like, turn that mic a little bit. Okay. My mic cable set or not. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. Okay. There we go. Let's see. Okay, so I guess as I'm getting all my good little settings ready, I had fun playing the Amazon simulator originally. It was a good time. It was the first Kojima game I'd ever played. I enjoyed it, but it frustrated the living shit out of me, to be completely honest, which is good. I'm not used to that all the time. So sometimes honestly, yeah, sometimes it's good to have that. What is happening here? Sorry. Sometimes it's good to have that, honestly, and I respect that in an artist, especially when they can uh, keep you playing, for lack of a better term. Um, let's see. I'm hoping this looks pretty clear. I don't have all the good settings up, and I don't use OBS that often. I'm actually like pretty recent to coming back to Windows. I'm attempting to use both Windows and Apple machines concurrently, just so that this lovely capitalist society we live in doesn't find a way to bone me one way or another as far as monopolies go. So we're gonna see. So far, not so good, but so far so good. The MacBook, the one I bought in 2018 for grad school, it's not on its last legs, but it's not as strong as the MacBook I bought in 2008 for college. That still runs, and I actually used it as a supplemental computer for a DJ gig recently, and it was a wedding, so like it was reliable enough to last in the heat. Anyway, let's check it out. Let's check out the Stranding of Death. Yeah, I had a really good time. I played the director's cut a few months ago for a while until I realized I screwed up. By like, to be completely honest, I don't always I don't always play the games properly. Sometimes I'll just go, okay, I'm gonna rush through this and play like a moron, and then get confused when I get a game over because I forget that it's not like the 90s or early 2000s anymore. But the director's cut definitely told me I screwed up, and I felt bad because I knew the moment they were talking about, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I left like I don't know, like 9 to 10 bodies. So and it was like it was probably like 7 hours of gameplay, and I was just like, I'm not doing it again. I've already played and finished the game on PS4. I really just wanted to see how it looked on PS5, and I wanted to play some of the extra content from the director's cut. I didn't get to end up doing the racetrack, which is fine because I really don't like race games. Or I think there was some other mechanic that I didn't get to see. I did get to use the like package launcher, which was very fun because I did just use it as a way to do non-lethal damage. But it was interesting playing the game for a second time because I don't know, I got a lot better at kind of understanding that the non-lethal damage was like really important. It's not something you can try and like ignore. I was joking with a friend of mine recently that my voice either sounds like a Valley girl or like Natasha Lyonne in Russian Doll. I don't know that either is a what's the word? An insult. I think Natasha Lyonne's dope. If somebody tells me my color grading is ass, let me know, because this is one of those things with like eyesight issues. I'm not very good at telling. And I hope there's no feedback coming from the game versus my microphone. I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully it shouldn't be feedback because it should be congruent. Then again, that's the point of testing, right? I was going to play this at midnight, but then I realized that if I went ahead and just like used it as a way to test, I might be good to go. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I suck at games, so let's see. I'll try casual. Usually I'm going straight story, I'm not gonna lie to you, because there's too much going on, and I will get. And is this one where you can change it wherever? If I ever do like a game streaming channel, it will be called something like easy mode or some nonsense like that, because I'm really not that good. I realized the other day I don't think I've ever beaten a Sonic the Hedgehog game. I feel like I've played like at least 20. Hide signs contain links. Yeah, I don't. Motion sensor. Sure. Why not? We'll play with their motion sensor. Shout out Nintendo. Controls for readying weapons or structures. Choose whether readying weapons or structures is done by holding down the button or toggle. Hold fine. Let's leave the toggle sprite on for now, because that's how I did it last time. I feel like sometimes it can get a little bit confusing. Not confusing, but I definitely forgot sometimes in crucial moments, like in meal camps. I like the switch, it's cute. I might turn it off, but it's actually pretty useful. A strong aim assist? Let's go for that. I know, I'm gonna play on easy mode, but I want to make sure I can aim the way I want to. Those are my two options. Give me that strong vibration, baby. Trigger effect intensity. I'm not really sure what that means. Does that mean the way I feel it? I'd like to feel it. Control sensitivity for key. Oh, that's fine. If I don't like it, I'll change it. So from what I've heard so far from early reviewers and like games journalists, is that if you liked Dirty Sprite 1, you'll like Dirty Sprite 2. And then as the ones that liked it said that, they were like, the first few hours are slow. And I mean, remember, the first Kojima game I played was Death Stranding. But even I know, I'm like, isn't this the man with like the longer than Final Fantasy cutscenes? Isn't most of Metal Gear Solid just like antagonizing an audience? Which, don't get me wrong, I adore that shit. I gotta have speaker names on. I know that sometimes that can spoil you, so if you don't like that, don't watch this, I guess. Prioritize quality. I want to prioritize performance. I'd prefer to have higher frames. I can't believe I'm saying that. I grew up with like 15 frames a second, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. And it still is fine at the end of the day. My PC, I said it runs on Windows 10 only, and I've like added some good RAM and a couple GPUs to it, but I played Cyberpunk on it about a year and a half ago, and it looked like 90, maybe 85% of how the Nintendo Switch 2 version of Cyberpunk looks on quote-unquote console as opposed to handheld. Because of course I'm a dork and looked into that. I didn't, the reason I never really played Kojima stuff is because I was a big Nintendo fangirl. Speaking of brand loyalty, my son actually asked if I would set up the GameCube, and I probably will. I just have to see if I can find the games and or a controller. Apparently the retro market is insane, so I'm not paying for one. But I didn't get a Switch, unfortunately, but like one of the first purchases I made as like a teenager who had a job was a Nintendo DS. And then I think the second big one was definitely a Nintendo Wii. I went in with my sibling, and I was choosing between that and a Zune. And I think we made the right choice.
Perhaps you remember me. That's right. It's Dead Man. The world, as you know, is in awful shape.
Yeah, I'm aware.
And it's all because of the Death Stranding.
I don't remember seeing him in the credits. Is he back? I gotta press next? I mean, that's fine.
The dead started to find their way into our midst, crossing over from the other side. We call these entities BTs.
Word?
Beached things. When they came into contact with the living, the result was instant annihilation.
Word?
A void out, leaving nothing but a massive crater in its wake. But that was only the beginning. Strange rain fell from the sky, rapidly aging everything it touched. A phenomenon we came to know as timefall. Structures would rust and collapse, and people grew old in an instant. The world transformed into something
I fixed it.
completely unrecognizable.
Y'all, don't be mad at me. I'm slow. I'm actually not. I mean, jury's out. Okay, so I see why there was an echo. And guess what? It was on me. It was on me. So y'all enjoy reading that for a second as I repair the very slight issue that we had here. Lo siento, mi amor. I'm sorry. I did not mean for that to happen. I mean, we'll see if that even works. I got a feeling it's gonna look real ignorant. Let's go ahead and give this baby a little compressor. And yeah, that's pretty good, right? Okay, that feels good to me. I guess I'll find out later. I mean, I don't even know who I'm asking. It's not like anybody's in the chat. It's fucking 8:30 in the morning. Let me make sure I have a yeah, I want to put the expander on it. It would be nice to lower that attack, baby. Don't worry, I'm just doing some audio editing type stuff. Okay, I think this sounds good for now. If it gets too crazy, I'll turn something down.
Those who survived these changes came to fear both Timefall and BTs alike. They withdrew into the remaining cities, which in turn closed their doors to outsiders. People ceased to travel, and stopped meeting in person, they grew distant from one another.
Yeah, they
and
did.
became further isolated. The social, cultural, and political bonds between humans began to crumble.
It's so crazy that he wrote this before COVID, or I'm sorry, the first one before COVID, and then started writing this one before COVID. But then, like, as he went
The
on,
Death Stranding was hastening humanity's extinction.
he added some more
Seeing
COVID.
this, Bridget Strand, the last president of the United States of America,
A fraud.
founded Bridges, an organization committed to making America whole again and providing a future for all humankind.
I'm gonna make red hats with white lettering that say "Make America Whole Again," but without the W. Except,
However, Bridget died
for
before
Courtney
she
Love,
could realize
for the
this
holes.
ambition. It was you, Sam, who took up her cause and resolved to see it through. Sam, the humble porter, who also possessed the unique powers of a repatriate, the one and only person who could save humanity. So with Bridges' Cupid in hand, and accompanied by the bridge baby Lou, you embarked on a journey across North America.
damn. Yeah, I remember that.
Of course, you had struggles of your own,
You're right.
often phosmophobia, or the fear of being touched. The despair of having lost
Come on,
everything
brother.
was just
there were
too
more
much.
worries than
But
that.
despite it all, you strive to bring people together.
There were these giant motherfuckers coming out the ground at me and shit. God, low key, I know I'm wiling with my wording, but it doesn't really matter.
By extending the chiral network across the length and breadth of the continent,
That looks horrible.
you would enable the rebirth of the United States as the United Cities of America. You were also to rescue Bridget's daughter, Amelie, who had been taken captive by terrorists. These were the vital missions you were entrusted with, Sam.
My bad, Amelie. You look crazy right now. You still look crazy, Amelie. Hold on, I'm gonna fix you, sis. I'm gonna try and make you look normal again, I promise. I promise! I'm so sorry, Emily. I don't know, man. I can't really read the writing. You know what? But we about to do it how my boy Lil B do it, and we about to say, "Oh fuck him," because I'm not really sure. I don't know, man.
We, your friends at Bridges, did everything we could to support your efforts. There was our director, Di Hardman,
A fraud.
a close associate of Bridget, who was dedicated to fulfilling her final wishes. His commitment to American Reconstructionism was absolute, and for that he was named the first president of the UCA. And of course, Sam, the incomparable dead man,
The god.
yours truly. I'd like to think we became the best of friends. As you may recall, I was born from an artificial womb, and over the course of my life, was the recipient of numerous organ transplants. I've always got on with the dead. I used to be a coroner. Anyway, I pushed myself physically and mentally to help you and your BB, Lou.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Lou is my love in my life. If anything ever happened to her, I'd do destruction, obviously. Because I'm real like that.
Mama and Lochna were twin sisters, as you may remember.
I
Skilled
remember.
scientists who developed the Cupid, which was essential for chiral network expansion.
They were twins.
Personal tragedy caused the two of them to grow apart.
They're Andy
But
McDowell's
they've
daughter.
since reconciled, with both their souls residing in the same body.
Yeah, I know.
Hartman. Every 21 minutes his soul departs his physical form, and for 3 minutes his body is clinically dead.
Low-key?
During this temporary
depression,
death,
low-key.
his soul is sent to the beach. That's why he knows more about the beach and the Death Stranding than anyone else. His knowledge proved indispensable in the execution of your mission, Sam.
So the true look of a depressed man. He knows he's going to die every 30 minutes, and he's sitting there smiling and giving you that good old thumbs up. Like, you know what? It's life. It don't fucking matter. I'm coming back, baby. You know what the fuck it is.
Fragile. Leader of the private delivery outfit, Fragile Express.
But she's not that fragile.
Exposure to timefall caused her entire body from the neck down to age significantly. It was the mark of a terrible betrayal. Higgs, a former comrade,
I forgot
used
that
timefall as an instrument of torture, you see. To no surprise, Fragile was hell-bent on getting revenge. But after meeting you, Sam, she had a change of heart.
Actually, I do remember that. It was weird because there was like a flashback scene. Lance Sater does a great job.
We would stop at nothing to see you succeed. But ultimately, crossing the continent was something you had to do on your own, with only Lou for company. And with no end to the forces that stood in opposition. Deadly BTs, unforgiving terrain and unpredictable weather, ruthless terrorists. The list goes on.
And the beat goes on to the dum-da-dum-da.
Without a doubt, your greatest enemy was Higgs. Convinced that humanity deserved to go extinct, he kidnapped Amelie and tried to torment you and countless others. But neither he nor anything else could stop you from achieving your goal.
Cool.
The chiral network
Thank you,
was
Troy
finally
Baker.
completed. The bridge to the future was built, but your ordeal was not yet over. You had to learn the real nature of the Death Stranding. A secret that Amelie had kept hidden from us.
But is
all
the
this
chiral
time.
network actually
And the terrible
completed?
truth you had to face.
Or did
But
we
you
just like...
accepted this final revelation, Sam, and did what had to be done.
Hey, don't blame me. Also, I feel like we didn't complete the chiral network. I felt like we just chained it across the country. I would assume the chiral network is larger than the U.S., right? I don't really remember I might be wrong.
America rose from the ashes as the UCA. And as the people celebrated your accomplishments, you carried out one final mission in secret. To save your BB. To save Lou. You removed the child from the pod that was their prison and began a new life together. And so it was that the two of you vanished without so much as a trace.
Dope. It's dope. It's lit. We're back at the beginning screen. Okay, cool. So that's a pretty basic recap of Death Stranding for anybody that doesn't know what's going on. Try to play me. All right. Oh, it can be changed anytime. All right, here we go. Here we go. We gotta see if I got dooms or not. I got a feeling that I don't. I got a feeling that I don't have dooms. Well, in the last game I put in my birthday and they told me I didn't have it. Looks like this time they don't even tell you. So that's kind of interesting. What, the Big Bang? Okay. A porter named Sam forged a bond with a bridge baby called Lou, who possessed a special connection to the other side. To unite what was left of them. Oh no, I hear. Together they journeyed west across the country. Across the continent, or whatever. But on that day, the United Cities of America celebrated the nation's rebirth. Sam and Lou vanished without a trace. Though UCA officials attempted to track them down, the past whereabouts remain unknown. It's lit.
Me? I've always loved porters. Through freezing
Beer?
rain and biting wind. Across rivers, mountains, and endless deserts. They come to deliver something priceless. A glimpse of a life I've never known. They're my window. My sole connection to the outside world. And I know they'll be back again. Today.
-61. Have I ever really loved someone? Do I deserve what I've got? Now the great system's turned into traps and the fears switching sides.
I may be dating myself as an artist, but I do really like the use of, I mean, much like people take from novels, it's hard for me not to take from Hollywood films or Hollywood aesthetics to some extent when working. I also think it's a good way to unsettle your audience on occasion in a way that maybe they're not, they get so like prepared for a thing they think they know, but the thing starts changing, right?
The way they think of life as some kind of gamble.
You always want to surprise in storytelling and even interactive storytelling. You always want to surprise, which is hard because you have to unsettle what they already understand quite often. And you know, the more we do any sort of media, the more we consume it, the more we start to understand how it works. But this Kojima guy pretty good at that though. He's pretty good at throwing us off. Really pretty so far. He's still got the scraggly facial hair. Let's go.
-61. Now the wind cuts the leaves like a knife and the sun.
I love the idiosyncrasy of like adding the name of the actor when you show the character name. I don't know that I've ever seen that in a film even before. Only Death Stranding.
One can make pretending and playing blind. What is it I'm trying to find?
Okay, time to head home.
Oh, wow. It feels really cool to be back. Alright, let's see what mechanics still work. Like, do I have to put on streamer mode or am I gonna be okay? I didn't see one in the options. Don't nuke me, Sony, please. Get that tutorial in here. I know what I'm doing. I know, you probably would have fell right after saying that.
Damn. not like the look of that.
What do I not like to look of? First off, Sam, I don't really know where we're going, buddy. Oh. Climb is square now? Okay. Maybe it always was. Don't count the shit I'm saying. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Okay, excuse me. You told me to step my behind all the way up here. Brother. Okay. Worth the button press. Love it. Here for it. Wow. It's really pretty. And she's not a baby anymore. She's a baby. I mean, I'm just assuming.
Sorry.
Okay. Don't get rude. I don't know where to go, buddy. I see a ladder already. I see some ladders already. Well, this might be like the first game where like you really are just kind of trying to. You're supposed to just like explore for a bit. You're supposed to explore while the opening credits roll. Okay? Just like an old Hollywood film.
Let's head home before it gets dark.
Yeah, that's the plan. Like, don't get on my back. Oh, really? What is this shit? What the hell? What is that? Get it out of here. Do you not fight anymore, Sam? Oh my god, this is a bunch of BS. Wait, so I'm just supposed to get slapped by these motherfuckers? Oh my god, they are doing me damage. In front of my child. Ultimate disrespect. No, put that shit away, okay? Potential gateway? What the fuck does that mean? No, what does that mean?
I feel that.
God damn, dude.
What does that mean? The 4 on the G scale? Is it the tectonic plate shifting? Yo. Look at my stick drift. My stick drift was like, you're going over here now. And I'm like, can you fucking not? Can you like stay where I fucking put you, you piece of shit? I'm just kidding. I love you, Sam. We love you, Spider-Man. What is happening? Mariana's Trench? Oh god, now Lou's struggling.
Okay, you're all right.
I'm trying to do it gently. How's that, Louise? Yeah, that's right. That's a happy baby. Right,
Let's go home and get you fed.
You're doing too goddamn much. Okay, oh, thank God. I like how I'm just gonna go up this place where all the rocks were falling. I don't know what kind of shoes Sam got on right now, but they're not. He's kind of like the Sam Porter Air Forces or something, because there was just a tectonic shift. Not like a metaphorical one. Oh my god, brother. You don't end up like your mom / adopted sister if you ain't careful. I know, Lou. My bad. I'm sorry, Lou. What can I say? Daddy's the only got no equipment so far. Okay, so I know. Okay, cool. What was that, rain?
Rain. Gotta move.
Why? Do we still have to deal with BTs? Tell me we ain't gotta deal with no more BT. Tell me we ain't gotta do no more BT. Because I can't handle those guys. They're not very nice. They're not nice. Shout out lead VFX programmer putting in that work. Appreciate it, Utah. Or Utah. I'm not sure how to pronounce certain names in Japanese. But some of them I can. Masayuki? Correct? Yes? I don't know. I'll ask one of my one of my friends. One of my weeb friends, or probably actually just one of my actual Japanese friends, to tell me. Can't be caught slipping out here, as Joe Biden once said. As Josephine Robinette Biden once said. Can't be caught slipping out here.
Enough already.
Joe, he slips all the time. He's a very slippery guy, Joe. You gotta watch out. You gotta watch out. He's slippery. This is sort of what I was talking about when I talked about the first game earlier. Where the game is, it's not quite punishing you, but like, I can tell that they want to re-immerse you in this world first, before you really start getting into anything plot heavy. But to be completely honest, it's how the last game worked. I didn't know what the hell was going on for like, and I mean like at all. For about an hour or so. What is this shit? Like, I remember being like, wait, do I really have to go to the furnace or whatever, like the incinerator? Because I didn't understand the consequences at the time. And apparently, as I said earlier, when I played the director's cut, I still didn't understand the consequences. Wait, do I have a ladder? Do I even need it? I do have a ladder. Okay. Well. Connect ladders? Now that's something new y'all ain't told me about. But why do I need the ladder? I mean, I guess I don't...
Hey!
No, well... No, I don't have a map of the terrain yet, do I? Because that would be in this menu.
There, we made it.
But am I even wearing... Put this damn ladder away. Am I even wearing, the cufflinks? I forget what they're called right now. We gotta get a fragile bug real quick in honor of my girl Fragile. In honor of my girl Fragile. All right, time to drink coffee. We got a cutscene. What is happening? What is this? This is some new shit. Okay, so is this our home? We have a shelter. Alright, I rock with shelter, you know, that's good.
Raindrops are falling on my head, and just like the guy's feet are moving for his head, nothing seems to fit. No, raindrops are falling on my head.
You don't trust this dirty motherfucker to make your dinner?
Not bad, little porter.
This
Not bad at all.
nigga dirty. And I think we all know that.
Okay, Lou. Time for some nom-noms.
Oh, that's so cute. Who's developing photographs? Do they have a way of just print? Yeah, probably. They have chiral printers. What I'm talking about.
Open up. There you go.
That's super cute, but as a baby or as a ex baby haver, not because my kid got hurt or anything. My kid is just, you know, not a toddler anymore. Anytime my kid's face got that messy, we just wiped it off. Oh, is that the God Fragile? Shout out to Cal Cooper for them dope title designs. I believe he followed Kojima, or Kojima reached out to him again after the Konami days. After Konami's Pachinko Revolution. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut up. I feel like that's Kojima Productions going, you wanted firearms? But they were in the last game too, though. And I thought the mechanic was kind of cool. Especially the hermetic bullets.
Who's that?
Don't worry, my dude, it's fragile. She ain't that fragile, though. So that gunshot ain't gonna do shit.
Who are you? Fragile?
Were
Whose
you
hands are
cooking?
those?
What are you doing here?
Because I'm free.
I've been looking for you.
Nothing's worrying me.
I don't remember who sings that song, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head.
Wow. Lou's growing up fast. You two look good. Like a happy family.
Hey, chill out, sis.
Here's a gift. The finest Carol printed diapers.
Let's go.
Thank God. How'd you track us down?
Your neighbor got hooked up to the chiral network.
It's lit.
Service now extends to the whole region.
It's
I
lit.
let myself in with this.
What is that?
You can use chiral printers now, too.
I guess it's time we thought about
Okay.
moving. Maybe further south. You know, I'm surprised you used the front door for once.
Where are they?
My jumping days are behind me. Overdoing it left me with some kind of syndrome. They call it jump shock.
Okay.
You care for a drink?
Oh, that's why you
Thank you,
wrote
but
over
no.
here.
I should get straight to the point.
Interesting. She sounds a lot colder.
Business, huh? I mean, for a moment there, I thought maybe you wanted to catch up.
She said, nah, bro.
I have a job for you. Take it, and that whole mess over how you left Bridges will be wiped from the record. You
What
won't
do you
have to live
mean?
in hiding anymore.
What about Lou?
That's a little more complicated.
What?
We're talking about a Bridges asset. You'll have to work it out.
Huh?
Sam, you brought America together. It'd be reborn as the UCA.
Yeah, that's good and all, but
But I'm afraid the death stranding is far from over.
well, we already knew
Humanity
that.
is still in danger. Still on the brink of extinction.
Yeah.
Don't act like you don't see it.
No, we know. Okay, calm down.
A lot of things changed after you went off on your own,
Oh, here we
especially
go.
within the UCA. Bridges no longer oversees the distribution network. They withdrew once things were up and running. So your friends and co-workers all went their separate ways.
Okay.
And that's not all. Die Hard Man is not the president of the UCA anymore.
Already was Mass
In case
Effect.
you're wondering who's handling distribution now, A Pass 4000 has revolutionized the whole process. It utilizes the chiral network to manage and carry out deliveries.
Sounds like I did a good
With
fucking
the network
job.
coverage, there's no need to rely on human porters anymore.
Yeah, I killed it. But that's how it used to be,
No
right?
need for Fragile Express, of course.
Like in
So
the
after I
original-
closed up shop, I went and started a new group. One that handles work in regions outside the UCA.
Whoa, chill out, Fragile. I'm doing
We
a lot,
decided to
sis.
call ourselves Drawbridge. And we still require the services of human porters that can work outside the network. Preferably ones with dooms who can sense BTs. Sam, I'm asking you to go to Mexico. To extend the chiral network to the south. Just like you did when you went out west.
You're asking, or is this coming from the UCA?
Both. The UCA came to Drawbridge, and now I'm coming to you. So, what do you say?
Nah, nigga. I got options? Okay, what do I say? I mean, I feel like I know the answer.
Seriously, why me?
There are several reasons I thought of you for this job.
Yeah?
Deadman, for one. He's currently working at a lab in southern Mexico.
Okay.
I don't know the details, but the research they're conducting there is important. Very important. And there are certain things he'd like to tell you in person.
Okay. What else?
That was one reason. You got more?
I do. And this one's serious. There is some BT territory near that lab I mentioned. They monitor the chiralium levels, and recently, they've observed unusual activity. The cause is still unclear. But they seem to think there's a good chance a massive BT is headed their way. And if they're right, then I want you there. Ready to kill it before it kills them.
Okay.
Don't forget, Sam. You were the first person in the world to ever take out a BT.
You were Mr. Glass. Don't remember, Don't remember, fuck, what was his name? It'll come back to me. What was his name in Walking Dead? Don't forget, Daryl.
Chiralium
You were number
contamination is
one.
severe. Some areas have it worse than anything you experienced back in the UCA. The timefall storms are growing more intense as well. And, as you can imagine, everything in their path is subject to temporal acceleration. Objects and structures degrade rapidly, while animals and humans grow old and frail in the blink of an eye.
It's crazy.
Timefall often precedes the appearance of BTs there too. So you should do everything you can to stay out of it as much as possible. There are many other dangers, though. The rivers can flood in an instant, and earthquakes happen daily.
Let's see. It be there, BT?
Mexico has no shortage of beached things. Spirits of the dead washed up from the other side were stranded there just like everywhere else. Any human corpse that hasn't been properly disposed of will become a BT. And any living human that comes into contact with a BT will get dragged into the depths of the tar.
Okay. Is that any different from
Giant
last time?
BTs can and will emerge from the tar as well. And if they succeed in consuming a living human being, they'll trigger a void out, destroying everything nearby in a massive explosion.
Not a void out.
Several Mexican cities were wiped off the map in this way. The survivors have since become divided and isolated. As most people cannot see BTs, they live in fear of them, and that fear has made them too terrified to venture outside.
Cognitive behavioral therapy? Can I ask you a question?
I guess that makes sense. But something's still bugging me.
What?
All this talk about extending the network into Mexico. Isn't the UCA basically expanding their territory? Taking control? Claiming it for their own?
Like back in the day?
Sam,
No, that's Texas.
it's not like that. They're not trying to take over the world. They just want to link up new areas with the chiral network.
Yeah,
Like
don't
the
be
internet
ignorant,
before
baby.
the Death Stranding. Public infrastructure to connect people. Which is why, instead of turning to an established government agency like Bridges, the UCA contracted a private
Fragile,
organization
what are these
like
hands,
ours,
my guy?
who then decided to employ the services of a freelancer like yourself. So please, Sam, won't you help us out?
No. No, I'm just playing. You know what? It's a video game. I actually, you know what? Maybe on another like save, I'd like to see what happens if you say no, but I want to engage in the adventure.
Yeah, all right.
So you'll do it?
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga, I got you.
What about Lou, though?
Somebody's got to take care of Lou.
It's not like I can take my kid with me. If I do this, can you hold the fort for me while I'm gone? Play babysitter?
We're inside the network. There's a child care app I can use.
What is she, Doc Ock now? Like, I mean, real talk. Why does she have so
It'll
many?
be fine.
Whatever.
The lab is only a few days away.
It is really pretty, though.
I promise he'll be back before you know it.
Fragile, I know you're going through something,
Link up the region as you head south.
but can you be a
And come
little,
home safe.
like, less
We'll be waiting.
straightforward to the child? The child very young. And it was in, like, a fucking tank 11 months ago. Yeah, crush that beer first, bruh. Yay. Interesting that you were she's clapping. She's like, yeah, Daddy crushed the beer. Daddy crushed beer. Episode 1, Sam.
Go on. Slide it on your thumb.
Like a ring?
What the hell is this?
Try sticking your thumb out, like you're giving me a like.
Okay.
Access your ring terminal to view the map. From here you can check order details, as well as the cargo for delivery. Now then, let's review the mission that you'll be undertaking on behalf of Drawbridge. Your destination is a research lab in southern Mexico. When you arrive, you'll need to use the Cupid to connect it to the chiral network. Chiral communication utilizes the beach.
Hey, what's
where
popping in
time
southern?
barely passes. Using the Cupid in conjunction with the
Let me talk,
delivery
Fragile.
terminal will allow us to initiate a zero-time
damn.
massive data transmission.
Fragile, hold
But
on.
because of the distance,
Okay.
it's not feasible to head straight to the lab to establish a connection.
Okay.
You'll need to use the way stations to extend network coverage until you're
Fucking
close
of
enough
course
to
I
get the lab
will.
online. Your first stop is C1, Ciudad Nuda del Norte. Bring them a delivery and welcome them into the network. Improper corpse disposal remains a serious problem in Mexico. With every additional corpse that spawns a BT,
So that hasn't
the risk
changed
of a
since
void out
before the
grows
Death
even
Stranding?
higher. C1 in particular is struggling to handle this issue. But once they're online, we can give them the technology they need to address the situation. Why don't you take a look at the cargo you're carrying by opening the menu?
Why don't you fuck off a little bit? Sorry, I've been real edgy for this entire month. Alright, check out the cargo.
You can access useful information about your deliveries via your ring terminal.
Fragile, remember,
To review the
I'm
cargo
one of...
currently in your possession,
Oh my
select
God.
cargo management.
I'm the greatest in the game. I'm the GOAT. I'm the best to ever do it. I reconnected the United Cities or whatever the fuck of America. Don't give me that gaff. Okay, I know how to use the menu.
This is the cargo you'll need to deliver.
I'm just kidding. I
Be sure
understand
to get it to its
tutorials.
destination in one piece. It's an excellent idea to place the most important cargo
Is this a
in your bag.
Stargate? Are we doing an
We've given
SG-1
you
in
some
this bit?
additional equipment. It can be carried in pouches or in special hooks, just like cargo.
Okay.
All these weapons can be used to incapacitate humans
Non-lethal?
without killing them.
Yeah.
So there is no need to worry about causing a void out.
Good.
Be
Those
sure
suck.
to weigh your various options as you load up.
I got deep beef with void outs since playing the director's cut. I completely just gave up on the game. I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. No more of this. You won't be getting me again. Are you gonna tell me about every single weapon, or are we good to go? No, you were just gonna tell me about those two, which is weird because I mean, we had a hermetic AR and Death Stranding 1. Anyway, I think the way that these menus are better than the old one. I really appreciate the way that everything is designed and not quite scientifically, but it's organized in a way that feels very very systematic, while also giving you quite a bit of like freedom, which I'm very interested in as far as video games are concerned. I don't know where to put this goddamn ladder. Do we still have to, like, you can put it wherever? Let's put it on my suit. Put it on my hip for now. Fuck it. Okay. Do I need to make sure that all... Yeah, okay, fine. I'll put you in a pouch. I'll put you in a holster. I'll put you in a Wait, you lied to me. You lied to me, Fragile. You said this can go in a pouch. I think. Somebody replay it. I'm pretty sure she lied to me. Is that a narrative thing, or is that just me not paying attention? Who knows? ADHD is fun.
Return to the menu when everything looks good to go.
But I'm not gonna blame the ADHD like a millennial, okay? I can still pull myself up by my strap of boot like a good little echo boomer.
Finally, before heading out,
Fuck you
make
mean
sure to
finally?
plot your delivery route. Return to the map.
Excuse all of my French, but I love Fragile, but at the same time, you know, like, let's go a little bit. Okay. Welcome to the SSS. The SSS allows you to view messages and photos from people across the chiral network. Meanwhile, any screenshots you take will be saved alongside their location data, allowing you to view a record of your activity. Be sure to give it a try. All right. Using the SSS, you can view messages. Is that the same thing? Sent by people from all over the world. You see the sick drift just slowly moving. Look back on the likes you've given. What? Look back on the likes you've given to and received from porters and other worlds, and enjoy the screenshots you've captured in photo mode. And other worlds. Mass Effect really do have something to do with this. Okay. Am I gonna get achievements just for opening shit? Another reason I'm glad that I ate ass at the director's cut is because at first I was definitely worried that this might just be like, I got into Final Fantasy a few years ago, but not all of them, because again, I'm not great at games. I'm really here for the story, which I guess I should explain. The majority, like, I quit playing video games for the most part from when I started undergrad, probably up until maybe like a year before I went to graduate school. And at that point, I started playing again because people had, you know, kind of told me that like the landscape changed a lot, and that a lot of these games have actual story developments to review. And you know, like being a 90s kid,
See your destination? There's a river you'll need to cross.
being a 90s kid, I grew up in the age of, you
There are
know,
bandits in the
jump
area
on
too.
mushroom, jump
Armed
on,
groups
oh,
that
I'm
have
sorry,
attacked
they were our
warriors in the
friends.
past.
Jump on
Think about what route you might take from
Goomba,
your
jump
current
on Turtle, you know, hit Robotnik somehow and try not to get hurt. Like the stories were there, they were very loose, and it seemed like the lore was always like kind of almost like a soap opera, just like continually adding over time. Now, as I began to become interested in stuff like story analysis, dramaturgy, and directing, and even writing, like some of that stuff started to kind of slide away from me a bit because it felt really simplistic. What is this? A water issue? Can we find a way to ford the river? Because what would be nice, let's see. I think, I mean, it doesn't look like we have a choice. Let's add a marker.
When you plot a route on the map, you'll see what hazards you may run into along
Yeah,
the way.
I've already
You can face
recognized
these
that,
challenges
Fragile.
head on,
You
or
give
try
it,
to find a
come
way
on,
around them.
sis.
How you get to your destination is up to you, but think it over before getting underway.
Come on, sis. All right.
Once you're satisfied
Shut
with
the-
your
oh my
route,
God.
go ahead and close the ring terminal.
Can I finish? 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 Can I zoom in? I mean, what is the skull about? Is this bad? This stick drift is driving me crazy. I need to see if I got warranty on this. I bought this console and they told me I had a warranty on everything that came with it. But then the original controller I bought, because again, child, I bought two because I knew eventually he was going to want to play it. Or two controllers, I mean. And one came with the system. I went to return it at a gaming chain boutique that went bankrupt at one point, and then had a gigantic stock rise that will not be named. And they told me that, contrary to what I was told when I purchased the thing, it's part of why I hate buying things of this amount, not online. Because, they sold me hard. They're like, oh, you get a year of free pro status, and if anything happens to your machine, bring it back in. No questions asked. Any of the peripherals, whatever. Because I think I did have to return like a USB-C power cable. But I went back to return this, the white, what do we call these? Are these still DualShocks? I don't really know what they're called anymore. I'm going to go return this, what I think to be called a DualShock. And the dude was like, yeah, no, that warranty covered the station of play, not the way that you play with the station. And I gave him a little Larry David look, and he gave me a random Larry David, like day rate person look of like, sorry, I don't care. And I went, okay, and I left. Obviously, I'm over it.
Latest model Cupid. Just completed. We decided to put a hold on network expansion until it was ready to go. Like last time, you'll be using it to welcome people into a whole new world. It won't be any harder than before either.
Oh, well.
The Chiral network terminals.
I'm sorry, that was unnecessary. I had to do that to you, sis. That was not very nice.
Emily's expedition split into two groups midway.
That was
the first
not
continued
nice.
west,
I'm
while
sorry.
the second cut south into Mexico. But again, they were only able to lay the groundwork.
Okay.
Until you bring those terminals online with the Cupid.
Why does it always come down to me?
The network can't grow. Hungry?
No.
No more baby food for you.
Let you get fragile and
Did Lou just eat the bug? Am I missing something?
Don't you break my kid.
Yeah, you can tell society's really fucked at this point. He said, do not break my kid. What the hell is that thing? What?
Now
Hey,
who wants
don't-
to eat?
Hey, don't throw my kid around too much, okay? I know you're fragile. He's fragile. You feel me? Hey, fragile, don't throw my kid around too much, huh? Hey, fragile, that's my kid, though. Why is it still raining? Alright, you know what? Let's do a brief pause. I need to check something real quick. Let's switch to the lovely chatting scene I posted. Yeah, I'm trying to mess with scenes too. I figured there's a lot of ways to use OBS. I first encountered it. I think I knew about it before using it during COVID, but being a a COVID theater grad school person, I got to have the fun thing of, 6 months before that, a lot of mentors and professors and just like theater pundits in general being like, there's too much technology in the theater. Get rid of the projectors. Get rid of all of this extreme lighting and but I think art forms are meant to expand and move with the culture and society. Personally, there's still a lot that you can say about that. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but Antonin Artaud, Antonin Artaud, I believe was one of the first people to really introduce like stage lighting into theater. And obviously this is, a century or so ago. And people fucking hated it. They were like, what the fuck is this? They were like, all we need are candles to keep things to make sure we can see. But he was able to then, obviously, as we use lighting today, use that lighting to shape things. And now I think it's near impossible to consider, unless it's a specific design choice or an avant-garde reason. It's hard to think about a play being done without lighting. You know what I mean? I did have the lofty goal of shooting a like either a feature or a short film using only natural lighting, but I got to figure out how to do that cost effectively. That feels like one of those things that you can do well if you have really, really nice full format cameras and the right lenses with the right f-stops, but I could be incorrect. I feel like I'm always learning. Technically, I've been doing photography since I was maybe 14 or so. But, I still feel like a semi-professional. I would say an amateur, but there's enough that I know. But when it comes to like filming, I'm closer to an amateur than professional. But as a director, I just want to know how to kind of do a little bit of everything. This also kind of loops back to the video game thing. I would like to direct one eventually. I think I wouldn't be too bad at it. Game design has always really intrigued me. I almost went to school for engineering, mostly because patterns, circuitry really made me excited, and I still really like circuitry and understand it at this point. So I think that may be, kind of why I gravitated that way. If people are interested in hearing me ramble on about things that I've learned in school and how they may relate to games and or, read on my own, I have a very weird academic / punk background, which leads to me going to classes and going, this shit sucks, who cares, and then still reading it, but then still coming in the next day and going, this shit sucks, and then being willing to see a different version or whatever. Sometimes I come in and go, this shit's dope, but not all the time. Not all the time, guys. Sometimes that shit not happening. Sometimes we just like, uh-oh, spaghetto. Spaghetto, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all hear that, right? I can't stand the rain against my window. I can't stand the rain. Damn, this motherfucker's slow.
Alright, let's get this done.
Somebody told me that you gotta watch your language on YouTube, but I'm not really why I'm here, so I don't really give a shit, baby. Ooh, what you gonna do? I I actually don't know who the CEO of YouTube is right now, or who the CEO of Google is right now. I was so close to saying Bezos, but we are not on Twitch, which I hope means that you don't have to see advertisements every 5 seconds. I believe that YouTube Live lets you just watch without ads, but I'm not really sure. But that's part of why we doing this, baby. You gotta see which one we like better, which one works better. Gotta see if I like if multi-streaming is a possibility. I don't know what this is about me and my like career output, but I act like I have an actual like agent or manager, like I have a deal, because I'm always like not cagey, but I really do like surprises. And I hate promising something that's going to change, which, to be completely honest, from pitch to concept, if it's like a theater piece or especially an album or like a short film or something, those concepts generally, the films and like plays generally stay pretty close to what my original pitch was, but like music, I go way off the rail. I have been known, and I'll let production know when this is happening, but there have been moments in certain plays where I'm like, wait, no, I'm wrong. This is how this play works. And maybe it's partially me researching the history of Valve Corporation, but I just really don't think that overpromising is the right move artistically. I think or even capitalistically, but I'm more focused on the artistic part right now. Done. Because shut up, because I don't make money yet. Which is funny because I'm sure eventually this will be clipped or something, or someone will be able to use it. But I genuinely do think that when you make art, you serve yourself, but probably to the least extent. And sometimes you can be the writer, but I don't know that you even serve the writer as much as you serve the material. I think that's probably the highest thing. And then I think right in the middle of the little sandwich I made is probably how much you serve the actual your audience, or your assumed audience, or who you want, especially if you're one of those artists that like are like, I have a very specific message to each piece I make. I think you then owe it to your art as well to make sure that you're focused on making sure it does justice to the piece itself, and making sure that it is something to chew on for the audience. I'm way more interested in giving the audience something to chew on than telling them what to do or whatever. That motherfucker looked mad. Stop it, Stick Drift.
We're in enemy territory now.
Yeah, no shit. This is also just legitimately how I play video games. I think you just say what you feel, I guess. I don't know, man. I was telling my partner recently the type of training I've been given just always makes us escalate. Both, especially acting training. Jesus. Acting training is just like, alright, cool, now turn it up. Much like comedy. What is happening? Dude, this stick drift sucks. How much a DualShock controller is right now? $80. Stop moving.
I'm right here.
Shut the fuck up. You're giving yourself away, Sam, okay? Oh, cool. They're like the little army figurines from DS1. Okay, what kind of cargo a bitch got? Is this the... No, that's the Bola gun. This is the one that shoots the electromagnetic thing. This is another thing I think is really cool. When I was in grad school, my cohort member Jane and I talked a lot about... Mostly because a lot of the work we both did surrounded a lot of, like, super violence. Ultra violence and, like, what that violence means. I find it hella commendable that... from the outset, Kojima working on the first game, all the developers were very confused. They're like, why are we not making guns that just put people down? He's like, that's not the point. And it's not. You want to keep people alive. I hate to keep going back to me screwing up the director's cut, but me in the heat of the moment, this is probably why I shouldn't be a cop. And also why cops probably need more training. Although, let's be real, I have no training. But anyway, this is a joke. Shut up. Get over it. I used the wrong weapon, and I just, like, put down, like, 9 mules. And kind of knew it would take me hours and hours to run them back and forth to a furnace. I didn't really have enough power at the time or, like, tools to get to the furnace realistically without getting clapped by a BT or another group of mules. So I just left their bodies there. And the game taught me very easily that that is not how this game works or what it wants. It is really about connection. And maybe that's part of why I like it. I like hearing Kojima talk about himself being a kid and playing games and feeling isolated, but you know while you're playing that game that other kids are. I remember, like, until the PS2 era, when everybody left me in the dust with my Nintendo. I remember, like, going to school and, we'd come in and, talk about the different, I don't know, like, how far have you gotten Super Mario 64? We were also kind of, like, usually about a generation behind, to be fair. But, I love that. I don't really care. We still don't care to this day. I love that my parents basically were like, this seems important to you. And even their boomer logic and, they went against the grain with some things, but I think they realized that some of that stuff is really important as far as things like pattern recognition, especially for me. My sibling got a lot of good use out of things like, I believe my sibling, like, really emboldened reading ability because of Pokemon, because, like, a kid wanted to play Pokemon, and to play Pokemon you're going to need to read it a little bit, especially in, I don't know, 1999 or whatever. But, like, I don't know, that's cool stuff. I mean, Nintendo used to be a toy company. I really don't think that there's a big difference here cognitively. I think that people can make trash games just like they can make trash toys, just like they can make trash television. Maybe that's part of why I want to, have a stint in certain different areas, like educational television. I really would like to produce a couple shows for kids, at least one animated. And then I really want to direct a video game at some point. I really want to find the right project. I know my aspirations are vast, but I don't know. Y'all let Spielberg direct theme park rides and Ready Player One, and that one short with the magical Negro and the Twilight Zone movie and Amistad. We'll talk about Spielberg another day. I do like some Spielberg movies, but I'm really not a huge Spielberg fan. Stop moving, Sam. Sam is just really giving me a fucking hard time. what other, because yeah, I'm going to play for a little bit more, but then I want to work on some music. What other reasons am I trying to test this out? I do want to do more captures. I do want to do more, what the fuck, man? I'm not even touching the controller. I do want to do more, what's the word? I'm sorry, this stick drift is driving me crazy. I want to do more films and like experimental projects. Really, for like 3 years, I wanted to get in the habit of doing what one of my professors, shout out Annalise, called etudes. And I know that like she didn't develop the term, and she told us that, but she learned it from her professor and mentor, and passed it down to her grad students. And it's really been useful for me when working on a project. I've just really started to feel like, especially in the last few years, when I'm not working on a project, I should just do some of these studies and tests, just like artists, like drawing artists and painters, like a visual artist do etudes, like studies. My dad did studies, and it's one of those things where I'm like, if I do that, then when I want to start trying to figure out certain techniques down the line, I don't have to start from scratch. And just more of kind of solidifying parts of your aesthetic technique, your signature as an artist. I would say generally my artist signature and my director signature are pretty close. I'm maybe a little bit more flippant musically, but in most other forms of art, there's a little bit more. I mean, my music still has a big level of like genuine shit. Why am I bad at words? But I think that my plays, they can tend to have a level of mean-spiritedness, but there's always something hopeful, which I used to call post-teen angst is why I do this, and now I'm like, no, I think it's just good to, I guess, even while you're being, difficult or critique, which I don't think it's misanthropic. A college professor called me a misanthrope. I don't think it's misanthropic to critique society. I think it might be fucking necessary. I low-key think it's the job of an artist, right? So it confuses me when people are like, no, you can't do that. Like, you can't do a play that's too mean. But I'm like, why? I don't want any media really to just immediately reflect real life. Even documentaries don't immediately reflect real life. I like to kind of blur the lines between the things that are real and the things that aren't, as well as silliness, or that's kind of what I call a carte blanche, as well as like levels of satire and or antagonizing an audience. I want to unseat them. From what I hear about this game, that seems to be what happens a few hours in, is that it just starts unseating you and it doesn't stop. A Russian director by the name of Dmitry Krimov once told me in a workshop that his biggest concern when like doing small scene work is the surprise. Something has got to surprise the audience. And this may be because, he works with a lot of extant plays, he works with a lot of older plays, old famous classics and worldwide ones at that. Please stop fucking moving, man. And yeah, I mean, like, if you're gonna do Romeo and Juliet, something about that's gotta surprise the audience. Otherwise, and speaking for myself, I'm gonna be bored. I know what's going on. So I agree with it. It's a fun task. It is a intimidating task sometimes and a hard one. Maybe it was just me being being talked to by a Russian man who I couldn't understand, right next to a translator who was also like, as he was talking, and they're both pointing at me, and I'm just sitting there nodding my head, not really sure what's entirely going on. But speaking of Annalise, it's still like, it reminds me of this other thing that she used to talk about, which is quote unquote fuck around time. And I have included that in my practice for sure, because I think sometimes even me as a director or somebody that's trying to figure something out with a collaborative team, I need that time to just try stuff and fuck around. And I think actors do too. It seems like these days they need to be encouraged to.
What you looking for, dumbass?
That's kind of lit. Did I write that? But anyway, sometimes they have to be encouraged. But I mean, low-key, as a director, that's part of my job. Maybe this is why I don't act as much, because it's pretty hard to get me to just put on a face. I can do it when voice acting, but even then, it takes me a few takes, and there's usually a lot of colorful language in between takes. But I mean, that was like me acting anyway until I learned my lines. I don't really know what's going on here. I might need to turn down the sensitivity, but I feel like this is like horizontal, vertical sensitivity and not like left stick, right stick. So I might be boned. Oh, now you want to run? Actually, you probably shouldn't be running right now. No, we're safe.
Hold on. He's toppled over.
I will never forget my sibling. Every time my sibling thinks about the game Death Stranding, or the series, I guess now, brings up the point that we live across the hall from each other, and like, at least when we're like back home in our hometown, and you could just hear me screaming, no, fuck! And he just thought it was the funniest shit. Walking into a strong headwind is hard work. Moving around very pretty. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? Either way, you know, much like everyone was disparaging it, I called it God damn it. I called it an Amazon simulator. Amazon delivery simulator, excuse me. And then I even was like, I like the Amazon delivery simulator. It's fun. It was not fun when I started falling down rivers and shit's everywhere. Lost half my shit. Honestly, I don't know what to do. What do you want me to do? We're going over there? Can I go? It's like trying to figure out the MTA in New York when some weird shit's happened on the line and or they're doing construction. I know you live right here, but you can't go there right now. I mean, I think I should climb. I think I should climb, right? Maybe that's why they gave me this handy dandy climbing anchor. Unsuitable surface. See, this that shit I've been talking about. I might have to upload other actual VSTs into OBS so that it won't peak like a good compressor. Okay, fuck you, dude. What am I supposed to do? Come on, buddy. I'm trying to get on the beach. It's the name of the game. It's the beach. No, 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 no. We're good. 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 Find that. Find that. Hurry up, man. About. I mean, we're still in the storm.
Now leaving chiral network coverage.
Oh yeah. Have I already fucking boned this game? Is there something that I'm supposed to be carrying? No, this is what I'm delivering. So I'm delivering all of this, and Fragile did not think to give me, like, I don't know, fucking parka or some shit. Sis said you don't get a fucking you don't get no parka. Alright, so what should I do? I'm not gonna... I usually have a general rule where I don't go looking on the internet until I'm about to have an actual miniature meltdown. And then I just go, you know what? Give it one more time, and then you go look it up. Heavily loaded. I mean... Oh, there it is. Auto... I mean, it didn't really fucking do much of anything, did it? Alright, so Fragile spent all that time tutorializing me on, like, how to carry shit. She's not telling me what to do in the goddamn way. And it's still throwing me off. I swear that climb used to be X. Either way, you know what I'm about to say. It's still beautiful. It feels like a comment on the last game, but it is immediately fucking impressive. Jesus Christ. That's a good thing to think about. I've only done it a couple of times, but when you start out very dour and like the environment or the storytelling or whatever is like hella I just said the word hella aggressive, hella obsequious, I don't fucking remember what it is. Oppressive. It can help. It can help with tension for sure. Like I don't think I've ever seen lightning. Lightning is brand new to me in this game series. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what's going to happen. Yes, I American, but I feel like almost 600 meters is not like a cakewalk. So part of me wonders if the game is even going to let me get all the way here. Sheltering from strong winds. Move up close to the wall of the structure to take shelter and avoid strong winds. Okay, well, I can't see shit. Why do I feel like I'm about to get struck by lightning? Stand up next to houses and shit? How is this supposed to help? Damn, this motherfucker can't stay up. Hey, I'm closer, yeah. You know, that's something. Grunting. He having a hard ass time. Alright, come on, let's move. I mean, I guess let's move. I'm not really sure how we plan on getting out of here. Unless we go down there. So that was the other thing I heard. I'm not gonna call it an MSIM. I'm not gonna get into that whole debate. But I heard that there's a lot more quote unquote play how you want type options. What do you mean, What the fuck going on? I heard there's a lot I heard there's a lot more you know, play how you want to win options. More quote unquote sandboxy. There are more ways to create a build to do certain things. What the fuck, man? Travis. And I'm gonna call my congressperson, and they're not gonna know what to do with that information. Oh, KariKapowski. Also, as somebody that's not necessarily a fantastical world builder, I'd like to work on that. And I guess I am. I'm working on a couple things in the horror genre, at least. The sun has began to set? Okay, what the fuck that? You gotta do anything. I'm very impressed with the way that this man built worlds with his team. I do want to try and adopt this into my practice, which is because some people will say it's because of my birth sign. I am notoriously, not necessarily indecisive, but I don't really want to say yes or no to something when it's first approached to me. I want to think about it. Even if I've got a gut answer, I'm going to hold on to it just in case. And I like that partially, especially when people want to bring me an idea. But I feel like I was impressed reading about Kojima working on the first Death Stranding, you know, new IP, new studio. Nobody really, you know, people left their careers to join and do this thing. And so I found it really interesting that he was like, I just like, I make a gut reaction when I'm asked something in that moment. I trust my gut. I don't believe in procrastinating. And he also said that that's part of why
have more faith in yourself.
He has a level of like auteurism in his games. It's not because he's like, I have to do everything. It's almost, it's more like people rely on me, and they rely on me to guide them. Like I am the director, especially in his job, like his case, that they came to work with him, you know. So why do I feel like this is a bad idea? Oh my god, you fucking idiot. So god damn you. I I promise I'm going to finish this thought. So, he said, you know, both to save time and to artistically trust yourself, he wouldn't hesitate. He would not too long, like not a few seconds, but he would go ahead and make a decision. And I really want to do more of that, especially early on in the process. Because the later we get, the more we understand the world, or, you know, the substance, the thematic structure anyway. I want to be cooking it, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be cleaning and fixing and cooking, and not building from scratch and or rebuilding. So I think that's really cool. I don't know. I might eventually like write an essay or a book about, or do a series of videos about sort of going through video games, seeing how they've grown as a medium. In my opinion, they already art, but they're on the precipice of the same way that television was in the the early 2000s, of, you know, finally being recognized as artwork. Because, I mean, like I was saying about the Hollywood aesthetic, and you know there's a point to the Hollywood aesthetic. Not to deeply spoil. Oh, thank you, Fragile. Not to deeply spoil Darth Stranding. Darth Standing 1, but some of those names and reveals that you get when people show up, sure, it lets you know who the actor is, but those names are not always entirely valid. The way this media works, sort of, is that, like, you only know what... It's not even just with Samus. I mean, you only know what you know as time is going on, if that makes sense.
Chiral decontamination in progress.
So you're kind of discovering information alongside the character, for the most part. Quite possibly, and totally, we could argue. I mean... But that's a Death Stranding 1 conversation. Maybe one day I'll finally, like, get over the ego hurt and just give it a go again, so I can actually talk about it. Because it's such a cool game that, you know, I really only tried because I had no interest in Kojima. I was interested in the fact that he worked for this company, Konami, for almost 30 years, if not 30. And you know, we don't know the full extent of the disagreements they had behind closed doors, but we do know that Konami was moving away from console games, which was what he wanted to do, and, you know, and what he did very well for the company. He actually wanted to stretch past that, you know, and look closer into what we now call legacy media, but, like, you know, films and television. I think that was enough for somebody that aspires to do multiple things and feels like sometimes people, you know, though they see your talent or your drive or whatever, it's not enough to them until the right people vouch for you or whatever. I wanted to support that even in the AAA video game space.
It can't have been easy to come this far south. You're here to bring us onto the Chiral network, right? Ah, that's a relief. We'll be able to dispose of corpses properly once you've got us online. That'll be one less thing for our residents to worry about.
I like that design.
Anyway,
it's
I
cooler
believe you
than
have
it was
some
last
cargo
time.
for me, yes? Qué chido. There's hardly a scratch on this cargo. You're incredible.
I'm incredible. I know I'm incredible. Thank you. My name is actually
We
Sam.
wrote this stuff off as lost. Thanks for bringing it in.
You fucking welcome.
It's just like everyone says. You're a man that people can rely on.
Hey, what can I say? I'm all zeros and ones, baby.
Okay, use your Cupid to bring us online. The Cairo gateway you
Don't be
brought
so
us should
fucking
allow us to
demanding.
establish a connection between Mexico and the UCA. And with state-of-the-art tech at our disposal, we can finally solve a lot of our problems.
But yeah, I mean, I know this is a big old while. Oh, I like that new sign for the Cairo crystals. Or the Cupid, excuse me. I have a whole, like, I've always wanted to direct a video game at some point, but the more time I spend reading about Kojima and even his childhood and his, young adulthood, the more I start to go, I want to at least meet this guy. It seems like he has sometimes has the resources to do what I think are the crazier ideas in someone's pocket. I mean, Death Stranding is a great example. Crazy idea. And to be fair, I did not buy the first Death Stranding. I played it. Shout out to the Richland Library in the Midlands of South Carolina, United States. One of the best libraries in the nation, possibly the world. I can't quite remember. But I basically grew up there. I think it's the first place I ever volunteered as a child. Putting books back on them shelves. But when I first started getting into things like music, movies, TV shows, Blockbuster existed, but I was a child or a teen, so I would go to the library. It had a sound and image section back in the day, and now it's expanded quite a bit, but it was like this own special room, and I would go in there and grab VHS tapes of like PBS shows I liked that I just hadn't seen all of, or that's how we watched Roots for the first time. I watched Roots as like a early teen. That's how I listened to Hootie and the Blowfish's records, other than Cracked Rearview, because I wanted to see what their other records were like. So I got them there. That's how I actually started listening to a lot of different musical theater also. Just I didn't have access to it growing up, being able to easily go see it. So that, and eventually some of the Broadway on VHS or DVD, whatever, on home media also helped. But my true love from the library sound and images area was Ghost Rider and the Carmen Sandiego games. But I want to say it was maybe 2019, like maybe a few months after the game came out. The library had purchased it on PS4, so I put it on hold, and when I got it, I played it for a while, and then it was definitely that thing of like the first time I first started playing it, I was like, this kind of sucks, or just like I'm not really into like repeatedly playing this, so I put it down, and then like the next couple times I came back to it, I started getting just like hooked. But then I had to get ready to go to grad school, so I left. I took it back to the library basically and left my PlayStation here. And when I came home for winter break, I went to the library and finished like the last 20 hours of it.
Now displaying your current Porter grade.
And I did think about it a lot of the time throughout that. What's my 11? 11? No, I'm just kidding. Silent handler. Okay.
Porter grade increased. Congratulations.
It's lit. Okay, so yeah, your porter grade, I don't know what it does in this game. In the last game, it mainly just helped you like up your rep, I believe. Over time, maybe you would get certain perks or gifts because of your porter grade with like stations that already liked you. So like if you go back and do like multiple quests for a station, like I would definitely do that if I had to, because there was a lot of backtracking in DS1. So if I had to go to like, I can't even remember, like if I had to go to like the distribution center of near something not city, the engineer, I want to say, was always on the way, and then you would eventually get back to Central Knot City. So I would just like grab stuff from that distribution center, especially after you start building a road and or get a trike that works and or get like a good exoskeleton, or and I would just start racking up points to the point that then eventually, I don't even think this happened to me the first time I played Death Stranding, but the director's cut, I think the engineer ended up, and he was so surly originally, ended up letting me crash inside. Like he was like, if you need a place to rest, you can come rest here. And like even stuff like that is so cool about the game. I really like how focused and forward he was about the connection aspect, and doing it without it being a quote unquote multiplayer game. Because I'm not gonna lie, I am one of those people that's like, when I played Fallout 76 for a very short period of time, I keep trying to play it. I just can't fully get into it. I'm not a big fan of all online games. Yeah, I just like, I got tired of certain stuff. I couldn't pause. I am a parent, so like it's kind of a problem usually. I don't like sitting down and going like, well, you're just required to play this game now for like an hour or so, or you're going to lose everything. And I don't know, it almost felt more lonely to know that there's a bunch of people around you, but like everyone's got their mics off, nobody's talking. And I don't know, it is a good point. I know that Kojima was really, really interested when he was, I think in his late teens, early 20s, about the future of technology and how quickly and easily we could theoretically connect. I believe he told a story about how back in the day, if you were at war and you wanted to write your partner, you had to be very specific with those words because it's going to take months to get there. There's quite possibly a chance that by the time it gets there, you're no longer alive. So those words have to mean something, as opposed to now when, and I'm definitely guilty of it, I will definitely hit you with a KK instead of like, okay, that sounds great, I can't wait to see you. We definitely do take some of that for granted. I think COVID showed us some things, but we still take some of that for granted. I like to think about family, and that's another thing that Kojima thinks about. Like, he didn't tell his mother about Death Stranding before release because he didn't want to worry her too much, because, you know, he had literally just left his stable job position and was trying to start a company from scratch, even though he had notoriety, and he didn't want to stress her out, but she ended up passing before he got the time to tell her. And I don't quite know what it's like on that level. There's not been anything that I've not been able to tell a loved one. But there is, I can feel it in the first game just so deeply. There is just such an aggressive amount of isolation you feel losing a parent. For me, it really just feels like you are actually losing part of yourself. You're losing part of what some people would consider the strongest connection to, you know, any other life form on the planet. Like, that's your genetic information, and it is something I think about a lot.
Chiral network connection confirmed. And now we can begin fabricating the latest corpse disposal equipment. Until recently, we've been dealing with our dead by burying them in tar, but that solution was growing untenable. We should be okay moving forward. I really can't thank you enough. You must be exhausted after your long journey. We've prepared a private room for your exclusive use. There are countless dangers in these parts. You should rest until you're fully recovered. Don't push on until you're ready. Please, stay here before you set out again.
Sorry to interrupt you, Nobrato, but I think that's so cool. Like, that before you connect a network, these people look like, what's the right word? Like, almost like poltergeist / like some sort of like cybernet. Like I guess they're projections, like, but they look like bad projections, like just like bad connections, something like that. You know what I mean? So I think that's a cool design choice update from the first one. What do we want to ask this guy? Yeah, because
as I mentioned before, we've been taking them to a nearby tar pit and dropping them in. Unfortunately, we took it too far. And it wasn't long before the whole pit turned into a BT area. In trying to prevent the emergence of BTs, we ended up facilitating their creation. And with the constant timefall in the vicinity, gyro contamination has only grown worse. All of these problems have contributed to an increased suicide rate, which in turn has resulted in even more bodies that we've had no way to dispose of properly. But thanks to the chiral network, we can now fabricate the corpse disposal facilities that we lack. Everything's going to be all right.
Okay, so I actually don't even know. We're in Mexico, right? So down here, they don't know that if you don't incinerate a body, it's going to cause a blackout or a void out, an out void, an out black. They don't know that it's gonna cause an out black. Burying it in tar is interesting to me because don't they already kind of give off a tarry type look? But I got my answer. Let's see how things are in the regen.
Well, our corpse disposal problem is no longer an issue thanks to you.
Good.
But there's nothing we can do to get rid of the BT area we created.
Bad.
Fear of BTs and damage from timefall and chiralium exposure will continue to be a concern. And let's not forget about the bandits willing to attack travelers and facilities. But so long as we remain connected to the network, we'll have access to new tools and technologies to help combat these threats. You brought us more than a connection to the outside. You brought us hope.
That's what's up.
Thank you
good
again
night,
for
nigga.
everything. I'll get started right away on preparing your next order for you.
Thank you.
By the time you wake up, it should be good to go.
I appreciate it.
You'll just need to access the delivery terminal here. I hope I can count on you.
You know, as Panda Bear once said, know that you can count on me. I got you. Do y'all think I should be media trained or not? I feel like I'm wild. But also, I mean, it's me, right?
And enjoy your stay.
Who the hell is that? Damn, you look dusty as fuck, Norman. Just dusty. Okay, this is one of the cool things about this game that I originally hated because what the fuck. Oh, they changed the shower. This is like your little, like your chill area. It's not your save base because you can save in other places, but this is where you go to sleep and like get your good energy back, your staminas. In the first game, there's also like a rack back here. I guess it's right there, where you can kind of see some of the like earlier flashbacks and other things you've seen in the game. I'm just gonna sit here for a second because sometimes Norman Reedus will look at you. Sometimes he will like break the fourth wall and point you somewhere, but it's not even a direction. It's just like, hey, that's kind of cool. which is also interesting. I don't know what that says about isolation. It could be, you know, an exaggeration of like, I don't know what to do, but no, it seems like he's aware that we're here or something. I don't fucking know. He's a blank slate. He's a real Chris Redfield of a character. He's a real Kyle Crane or Aiden. Kyle has a little bit, but still, or an Aiden Caldwell. I don't fucking remember what that kid's name. A real Aiden Bobaden, if you will. I kind of miss seeing the BB, man. That weird BB. The first time I played this game, or the first time I played Death Stranding 1, I was like, what in the hell is this baby in a pod? You got to clean yourself. You got to clean yourself. Wash it all off your body. Thank you. You have showered and cleaned. Oh, I had a sunburn? Okay. So I know there's more temperature stuff in this game now. You know, it's been 6 years. Obviously, they're going to add some interesting mechanics, but I think the temperature thing is really interesting. It's not really something I've like deeply thought about with the game ever. So, you know, as the youth say, I'm fucking with it. Is that all I can do any of that? Does this weather actually work? Is it just cloudy to cloudy? Ciudad Nudo. I don't know what nudo means in Spanish. Del Norte. Wait, do I need to sleep? Like, I don't really know where. And there used to be like an email terminal in here. I don't know where that shit is. Okay, it's on my ring now. But ain't nobody email my ass. Would that be on the social stream service? No. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like instead of email, they've changed it into like a social network. Stop it, please. There's also a sink in my room. Where the fuck is that at? It's a good place to try out new hats. I don't need to try out hats. I already know I can wear that shit. Okay, so you want me to rest first before looking more? Okay. Don't worry, Sam. How does it feel to be back out there, Sam? I'll try to use the SSS to keep you up to date with everything over here. Lou was having fun playing around just a while ago, and now is fast asleep in dreamland. I'll send you another message soon, which you can check out on your Ring terminal. And don't worry, I'll take care of Lou. I kind of like how the social media service, I could be wrong, but it kind of seems like it's for you. Like you, the post specifically is for you. Almost how like Facebook used to be, where other people could see it, but it's just not like all over the like algorithm or whatever. Like it's actually on your I'm going to date myself. Your wall. It's on your profile. Having any trouble making your deliveries? Just open your Ring terminal and select Corpus. Tips to view the delivery manual. Cool. Good to know. Okay, so this is like the like system I was talking about, where like people will let you sleep in their place and that sort of stuff. But I think this is one of those like stations where like it's like getting water when you get arrested. Like I'm pretty sure like this station just automatically lets you rest because they're a part of the squad or some shit. I don't know. Oh, dude, that's. Damn it, I hate it. I'm in my mid-30s now, and I'm a parent, and they're getting me. They're getting me with the easy parent shit. You ever heard of dead air? It's when people stop talking. Let's see little baby Lou. This is good detail. She's got a little Bridges toy. That's cute. Yeah. I mean, I'm also, that's the other thing. It's because Sam saved Lou. And I think that's really like the thing that draws me in. Let me not be as cheap as going, oh, it's because I'm a parent and they got the... No, I think it's because like you build a connection. This is from the director's cut. Now, I don't know if this was only in the director's cut or if I just hadn't played it in a long time, but Death Stranding 1 got like so many updates, and I don't even know if they're done. But there were like Half-Life and Cyberpunk, what's the word? Like Easter egg? Not even Easter eggs, like actual tools. And it just warmed my little stupid heart to get a companion cube. To have the Half-Life logo on a truck, to use the gravity gloves, which I haven't even used in the game because I don't have a... Well, eventually I'll have a PC that can run it, but I don't have a VR headset because they're still exorbitantly expensive. Hopefully they drop soon because, God, I want to play Half-Life Alyx. It's so cool. God, I sound like a kid. I just really like the Half-Life games. I think that it's really cool, again, that every time that Valve releases a first-person shooter, a single-player first-person shooter, they make sure that it does something to innovate the genre. And I respect shit like that. So I'm guessing if I end up getting friends that play, that we can... know about each other or some shit. I don't really know, man. Let's go ahead and do a quick save. One of my favorite things to do. That's why I'll never get an S rank in Resident Evil, because they're like, you can't save. You gotta like, I'm like, fuck all that. I'm on easy and we saving every time. Dude, these visuals are so cool. Aha, here we go. Okay, so I like that there's like recurring elements already, you know? Like we're maybe what? An hour in? An hour and a half maybe? I like the wings artistic as a costume piece. I'm assuming because, you know, Lou is like the angel. Lou is like the future of humanity in a way, especially since, you know, Sam took the time to save her and raise her. That also looks vaguely biblical. I don't remember if I saw that scar in the first game. Gulliver's Travels got something to do with this? What the fuck? Is that Amelie? Cool.
Lou.
Are you alright?
Oh, fragile. Where'd you come from?
If you're worried about Lou, don't be.
So yeah, that's I like that they're able to.
I'll admit,
continue
the stuff
with
is pretty new to me. But the app has been a big
with
help.
the flashbacks and
figuring
and
out why a baby's crying,
quote unquote
getting the milk
hallucinations.
just warm enough.
I mean, and I think that's another fun thing with Kojima.
It's had the perfect advice for every
flashback,
situation.
I don't know what's deja vu.
Hi.
You know, like I don't know what is a prophecy. Like,
so, how does it feel to be
and
back in
without
the
spoiling
saddle?
too much, I don't know what's like actually on the
Same as it
beach,
ever was.
as opposed to where we are.
It's the first time I've been away from Lou.
No,
We're fine.
the first time you've been away from Lou is when
Trust me.
Guillermo del Toro took him, or took her,
Just
to
focus
go
on the road.
medical experiment on her or some shit. I don't fucking remember. I did like that scene though, because he did not want to let Lou go. He was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Take my baby away." It's such an easy trope, but it works so well. Like taking this like this character that's like hella isolated. I mean, this is what The Last of Us gets credit for a lot, is, you know, taking somebody who's hardened and cold. Except in this case, like, Sam isn't even like using aggression to get over his trauma. He's just like despondent. And maybe that's what's interesting to me, to it on like an American standpoint too. He's just like despondent. He doesn't want to work for the same company, but he does the same job. And like that's it for him in life at the beginning of the first game. And that I mean, obviously The Last of Us also really picked up because of its gameplay. Its story is a part of it, but people have always had problems with it, which they're always going to anyway. But I think narratively that Sam is a much more satisfying character with a character arc. Like, I really like seeing you be just like, I like the Grinch, basically. Like, I don't want to be around anybody. You know, he has his reasons, but regardless, it's really, really cool to see somebody do just the biggest 180 to taking care of this child that they were all just treating like an object. And I think that's the other thing, is like humanity had gotten so far away from each other that, yeah, these babies are a means to an end, which is, you know, there's a lot of social political commentary about that in America as well. I'm sure in other countries, but, you know, I can only talk from the purview of what I at least semi-daily pay attention to. I'm not gonna lie to you and say I read all the news every day, but yeah, there's something very interesting to me about that, especially with Roe v. Wade being overturned. I don't know what you can and can't say on YouTube without getting people mad, but also I don't really care, you know. And maybe I don't really care because I'm not. I'm under no pretense of financial gain here, you know. I'm really just testing to see how well this works. I think it looks pretty good, but I'm looking through a preview window. I'll look at it later when it stops recording. I'm more questioning the sound. I wonder how the sound really goes. And I think I set it to do auto captions, but I have no idea if it is or not. Again, running from Wi-Fi. If I had like real direct Ethernet connection, I'd probably just pull up a different computer and let it run the stream so I could at least see. What is this drink again? Is this like herbal tea, or is this chiral tea? I can't have porters anymore or energy drinks. Ooh, I usually don't care about customization features, but this is kind of cool. I might give the Kojima flag. Well, let me look at this again. What is the new name of this company? Automated Public Assistance Company. So is this like when the U.S. Basically like quote unquote partners with another company internationally, but basically they're kind of just like you know, funneling back and forth for each other? Again, I went to art school twice, so if that is not how business works, let me know. I almost got kicked out of business school, but I left before they could do that. I got the letter that said, "You're going to be put on academic probation." I said, "Fool, I already left. I switched my major." I'm going to put the Kojima production logo up here. Cool, unnecessary fact about this. After Hideo Kojima left Konami and planned to start this company, The first person that came with him was like a designer, and he did not. They didn't have computers, which, I mean, actually kind of totally makes sense to me when I think about it. And I'm like, because you probably needed pretty good computers to do your work, and they were probably in office. So they drew this out on a sketch pad first, and then the designer went to like a friend's work office and like asked permission for a few hours to go ahead and like do the Kojima Productions logo that you might see at the beginning of the game, that sort of stuff. Black camo, is that my only option? I mean, I'll wear it. I mean, it's closer to my aesthetic. That's kind of funny. Never get... That's not true. We had pink in the last one. Should we go 80s, 90s with it? You already know, baby. Look at that. Look at this. It's Theo Von. I talk more Southern than I actually am, you know. I was on the MTV. I'm just kidding. I don't know the person at all. I'm sure he's a interesting guy, actually. I don't know, man. Ooh, the 90s NBA basketball look. Kind of look like a weird Batman. I fuck with that. Okay, let's go back. Yo, he looks wild. I feel like I have to take a screenshot of this. Okay, so they really do have a day-night cycle. It's like, when do you want to sleep till? I'm like, I don't know. Am I rested?
A new feature has been made available for use.
Do we still have pee-pee grenades? Because if the urine grenades are gone, I might not be happy. I don't know my blood type, so shut up. What is it? Oh, a cryptobiote. I really don't know my blood type. And I should. I'm getting older. It's probably a good thing to know what that is. I like Wyoming. I also just like pins and patches. Wait, I can't do another one? Another one. Another one. Too much color. We'll do this one. It reminds me of like if Spider-Man ran the US. Weird. That's not where I placed that. But you know what? It's fucking fine. No harm, no foul. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's this thing. This guy looks like a doofus, brother. This is so funny to me. Does he look up? No, I feel like he used to look with you when you would turn. Oh, I don't know if I'll ever do another one. I'm sure I'll do another one of these at some point, but I might just keep playing Death Stranding and keep tweaking things. But if you're interested in like, I don't really read self-help books very often. A couple friends have bought them for me, and I really appreciate it. But I prefer to like read books from artists about how they create or what their views on like creating are. I believe it's called The Creative Way of Being by Rick Rubin. I'm reading right now and I'm really enjoying, and it's making me think a little bit differently about certain things as far as like especially like creation anxiety are concerned. Because it's really just not always conducive to us getting work done. And then I'm reading Anne Bogart's Viewpoints. I listened to her talk at a SDC, which is my directors union podcast, like symposium, and I don't know. I wish I would like. I would like to meet her and just like talk to her for a bit, because I think that she seems to have a lot of similar ideas or that match things that I find interesting. So I'm gonna read her book and then probably send her an email. But I think both of those books are really cool if you want to look into stuff about creating that can like span past just like for Ruben just music or producing, and for Anne Bogart just theater making and analysis, because there's just so much more. What is going on with this capture device? Let's see. I feel like we're getting a little doggy. Put that limiter up there. Interesting. We'll figure that out later. I don't know if that's in the game itself. I think that is in the game itself. So we're gonna let that rock. No, I don't want to do any of that right now. We'll do stuff like that later. I want to do a little more exploring and then probably call it a day. Yeah, I like the art direction. It's really pretty. I know I've said that a few times, but it begged to be said again. Okay. And I assume both of these are still non-lethal, yeah? Yeah. A powerful mid-range weapon with considerable ammo capacity fires MP bullets effective against any target. Reloading is slow, but rounds retain their power over distance, making it effective against large enemies at longer ranges too. Comes fitted with a light and supports semi-auto and full auto fire. Crush that. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay, let's go take on a main order. See if we have any new requisitions.
New order available. Please review and confirm.
Look at me moonwalking with a stick drip. Stick drip. I'm ready to rap song called Stick Drip.
Good morning, Sam. Did you have a good rest? We're already making progress in addressing the corpse disposal situation here.
About time.
Once again, I've got to thank you for that. If you access the delivery terminal, you'll find that you can fabricate equipment for yourself now too.
Cool.
We have some materials on hand here that you can use to make supplies for your journey. Take as much as you need. Now, we don't have all the same schematics in Mexico that you have access to in the UCA. But as you link up more facilities to increase chiral network bandwidth and improve your connection level with the locals, we should be able to share all kinds of new data with you, expanding your fabrication options further.
Hold on.
I heard that you're planning to extend chiral network coverage to the south, down as far as that research facility. So go ahead and pick up the order I posted for you.
Oh, South Mexico.
I'll explain the finer details of the mission while you look at the map provided by ABAS.
Thanks, friend. I think I need to, like, make some of my own little, like, jingles or beats so that I have something to play in the background when I'm either taking a break or preparing for a stream to start. Let's see what's in fabrication real quick.
Please select an item to fabricate.
Now, blood bag, your best friend. Blood bath. The blood bag is at least one of my best friends. Because I'm a dodo and get overwhelmed and just start blasting on some Frank Reynolds. I don't ever fabricate container repair spray. That may change in this game depending on how carrying and shit goes, but I just feel like I should just get it there pretty quickly and move on. I think I already have these. I don't have a ladder right now though. Alright, fabricate that shit. Okay. I don't understand why. Whatever. I think I see why they did it this way, actually. It's just like getting used to the few things that have changed, you know? Okay. Let's take one in order. Deliver one. Where is that at? Do I have a distance somewhere? Am I just blind? I mean, probably. I just need to get used to the UI. Deliver one or more remote medical units to Villa Libre. Okay, Villa Libre is home to a pregnant woman and many elderly people. It's a fun sentence, but excuse me. I was reading.
Your next destination is Villa Libre. The people there don't have enough medical equipment to meet their needs.
Yeah, no shit.
If you bring them this delivery, you'll be sure to earn their trust. Once you've done that, you'll have an easier time convincing them to become part of the chiral network. Timefall is coming down hard in this area.
Oh, great.
Cargo containers that are exposed to timefall will begin to degrade. If you carry container repair spray with you, you can use it to mitigate these effects before it becomes a problem. Keep an eye out for the rivers and bandit camps in the area too. Hazards like these can make your life much harder. On your way to Villa Libre, you might pass a post box we built. We left behind some spare equipment in its shared locker. If you see it, take a look inside. Everything is yours to use as you deem fit. There should be materials in there too, enough to fabricate something if you like. Also, if you have any extra equipment, you can use the box to donate it to other people. With a moment's generosity, you can make another porter's day. Finally, each postbox has a private locker which can be used to store equipment for later use, and a recycle feature that will turn any unneeded items into materials. So what do you think? Have enough information to plan your journey to Villa Libre?
I have more
Take
than
your
enough.
time to finalize your route.
Okay, I'm gonna finish reading the thing. But no local doctor. What the fuck is this? Is this settlement? But with no local doctor, they have no access to vital medical care. To help the residents and gain their trust, bring them at least one remote medical unit. Yeah, I mean, like, I will bring them penicillin. Shit. But not today, but I will. But what's the destination? Or, not destination, I can't see the language. So I can simulate my route here, but you can anyway. So here's what I think is also cool about this version. The way that terrain is shown is a little more topographically easy for me to understand. Not that it was like impossible in the last game. You see how this stick moves? It just don't. Oh my god.
Commencing route creation.
Much like my lord, it doesn't seem to like me very much. They say he may not come when you want it, and that seems to be true. With a lot of things, God included. Where?
Delivery route finalized. Commencing route creation.
But don't worry about me, because my God is awesome.
Delivery route finalized.
No, I don't know.
Commencing route creation.
Stop. Okay.
Delivery route finalized.
Cool. Great. Good to know. I'm real proud of me, I guess.
This order calls for some pretty hefty cargo, to be sure. But don't forget to take into account all the other extras you'll need to carry to get the job done. Every piece of equipment you take also adds to your overall weight. So think carefully about your loadout. Try to pick critical items that won't weigh you down and wear you out when combined with your cargo. Run out of stamina halfway through a delivery, and you're in for a world of hurt.
I'm in for a world of hurt. Why don't you fucking do it? I have a child. Ain't that
Make all necessary
America?
preparations for your delivery.
Yo,
When everything is in
not
order,
look good.
head out.
This does not look good. I think I should customize my cargo. Yeah, that looks better. I got about 60% of shit on me. As Mark Wahlberg would say. All right, let's fucking do this. Let's fucking do this. Let's go. You ready? I'm ready. You ready? What the fuck is going on? I already made these choices. Why am I? What the hell, man? As you can tell, I'm talking a lot about the artwork of the game right now. Let's go back to cargo management, because I'm still getting used to it. Let's do that. There should be a... Nope. Okay, cool. Head out. You hear that creaking? That's how my hips move and like knees.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Well, my hips still sounds like that, but my knees sound like that. Dog shit knees.
Sign detected nearby.
Hey, I like your thing, buddy. All right, so that's one of the big connections. The lights, and they don't even do much of anything. They are there, you know, for the fun of the Lord at the end of the day. For the thrill of the blunt, as they say.
Please take care.
Please take care. It's raining. But it's raining. I thought I saw a package out here. Did I make that up?
Thank you, Sam.
welcome.
Best of luck to you.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. You motherfucker about to die already. Alright, I think I gotta get rid of some shit. I think I have too much shit. Like, unless I'm wrong, I'm
Please
really
take care.
flat. Alright. Okay. Can we, like... I don't think we need both these guns, to be completely real. How much do they weigh? They're both... I don't think we need the assault rifle. We don't have a choice but to take these two things, right? Yeah, we don't have a choice but to take those two. I have a feeling we're gonna need that ladder. I mean, that's really not a lot of weight going, honestly. We could try and like get rid of like we could try and get rid of, well, I don't want to recycle. I just want to store it. We could try and get rid of the assault rifle and like, I don't fucking know. We could be like New Zealand and get rid of the assault rifle. What in the fuck? I just told you to go away. Place in private locker. I feel like we're gonna need 2 ladders, but I don't think I can afford the 10 pounds. Oh man, what a ballyhoo. Why is this thing so goddamn big? I mean, son of a bee. It's huge. But that's how, I mean, I guess that's how it goes when you're living in Nellyville. Get up the fucking stairs.
Safe travels.
These aren't stairs. This is a ramp.
Safety first. Thank you, Sam.
Oh, I did see a pack. Oh, yeah. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna deliver this little metal piece of shit. We might do what I said I wasn't gonna do and get a container repair spray real quick. Repair this before we give it, and then we'll call it a day. Where the there we go. There we go. Yeah. Just fabricate it. Carry in hand. Okay. Do this. Boom. Equip that. No, don't. Yeah, cleanse yourself. Yeah. Well, I mean, come on, Norman. Aren't you supposed to have a good aim? Okay. I don't want to put it away. I want to drop it. Can I offload it? Hell yeah, brother. Alright, so when you donated in the last game, you'd have to see your dead mom's face being like, thanks for helping America. But she dead, so I'm not entirely sure what's gonna happen. This shit is still damaged, but the contents aren't. So you know what? Nailed it. Amazing. There's no aggressive fanfare anymore. I like it. One last thing I want to check before we finish. But yeah, I think this is like a good like 2 hours of checking out the beginning. You know, I want to take a little bit of my time with it. No, where's the... So, part of like social stranding thing is that other people playing the game can just leave things, basically. Which super becomes dope when you like need a vehicle or something. Sometimes you'll just go and they'll be like, here's a long distance bike if you need it. And I'm like, I do need it. I fucking need it. But yeah, I'm having a good time so far with Stranding. Let's go ahead and give it a save. Hey, oh yeah. That was awesome. All right. And that was the Stranding of Death. Thank you for checking it out with me. I'm going to see how this stream did and hope that my test was worth it, baby. I hope that somebody got some entertainment out of it. If not, email customer service at uber.com and I promise you I will get right back with you. Hope you have a killer day. If you want to follow me on socials, I'm at KariLebby on most things, and I might make a real page if I keep doing this, but for those who checked it out, thank you. I very much appreciate it.